Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hello everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy, mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're going to talk about how long it takes to learn Italian. Quanto tempo per imparare l'italiano? Quanto tempo per imparare l'italiano? Allora, we need to talk about many things. In fact, there are different factors that affect the way and the speed of you learning Italian. First of all, of course, we have the goal. Some people just want to be able to order food. That's top priority. Some people need more. They may need to know how to write formal emails, for example, if they're looking for a job in Italy, or if they're going to university, they need a higher level, right? So that's something that really makes a difference. Then it also depends on your native language. Because, for example, some people have it easier in pronunciation, like I'd say Japanese people, because they're used to syllables and to pronounce a word till the end, let's say. While for some English-speaking people, it may be harder to understand that there are 6 forms for each verb, depending on the subject, or that there are genders of words, right? So I'd say that if you are, for example, French or Spanish, you may be in advantage in this case. But again, it also depends on you then. Then you also have to consider how much time you want to spend in learning Italian. Because let's say if you do that once a week, like with a teacher, right? Like it could be with me. But then you don't do anything during that week, not even the homeworks, for example, then of course it will be slower than someone who does that every day in class and then asks active questions to the teacher, right? Just the very same hour of teaching, it may be used differently. Because there are some people that only study when they're studying with their teacher, some people that basically study the whole time and then they try to put everything into practice when they have the chance to. So it really depends, and this is extremely linked to the exposure, meaning that if you're in the country, you're basically studying every minute, because every time you go outside or you have an interaction, you're studying, because even if you're not practicing yourself, you're having some inputs, right? And also there is another factor, which is the motivation, because if you know the language, the quality of your life also improves if you're living in that country, right? While if you're away, it does matter if you're really into it, but it doesn't change that much if you don't know that word. And believe me, if you need to know how to ask for food, you will remember it sooner. That being said, taking as a reference the CELI, which is the Certificato di Conoscenza della Lingua Italiana, so the Certificate of Knowledge of Italian Language, which has national value, and not only actually international value, there are different levels and different hours, so different times to achieve them. Let's say, first of all, that if you want to take the CELI, you can take in Perugia, which is the center, so the University of Perugia, but there are also some other centers, so you don't have to go all the way there. For example, there are some in Milano, some in Rome, and abroad, you have the chance to take it in Italian cultural centers. The cost, by the way, if you're wondering about that too, varies depending on the level that you're applying for, and you can take it once or twice a year, depending where you're located. As I was saying, there are different levels, and they were agreed on by the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. So there are 5 levels, from 1 to 5, from the easiest to the hardest. Now, to know what's inside one level, you can check it almost everywhere online, because it's the same for all the European languages, okay? Of course, not as topics, because they differ depending on the language, but on terms of what you can express in that language to achieve that level. For example, to be considered A1, you have to be able to use simple phrases, to use the present tense, some prepositions, and to be able to use all those expressions of need. So, for example, where's the bathroom? How much is this? To have a conversation with someone who would put effort in having a conversation with you, let's say, so talking slowly and trying to understand what you're saying. Then A2 expands the vocabulary to family, hobbies, shopping, and you should be able to understand like simple signals or messages that are given to the public. And the more you go on, like B1, you are supposed to have conversations with people, till C2, where you are basically like a native speaker. You can survive in any situation, you understand everything that has been said to you. And actually even more, because in fact with CELI number 5, so C2, you can even teach Italian as a second language, of course, not as your native language. While you need CELI number 3 to be able to attend a university in Italy. It depends, it may depend on some agreements that you may have with that university or some different requirements it has, but generally speaking, that's the one you should have. So all of this taken into consideration, it is usually said that people take 30 hours to go from one level to the other, so from 0 to A1, from A1 to A2, and so on, till B2, where you need 60 hours to get to C1, and then 180 from C1 to C2. And with hour, we intend academical hour, so when you study actively and you learn something new, okay? So you're not considering all the practice that you do, for example, when you're listening to music or when you're watching a movie. Let's say that that's when you focus on a book or when you try to express something that you haven't expressed before. Also mind that those levels, A2, B1, B2, blah, 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 can be different according to oral production, reading and comprehension, or written production. So, competencies may be not always on the same. Again, it depends on your goal. Like if you want to understand more than what you want to be able to say, you will focus on listening and comprehension, right? You have to do the maths actually and see how much time you're studying per week, let's say, or per month, and see, given the basic rules that I've given you, that are not from me, of course, but from general references, as I told you before, then you have to calculate how much time you would need to reach the goal you've set for yourself. Generally speaking, though, I'd say that you may be able to have your own conversation and to survive, for sure, in Italy after 4 to 6 months of studying. Again, depending on how much input from outside you take, how much movies, how much songs you watch and listen to, and how much you study, yeah. But yeah, I'd say that's the range to say that you know the language, like how to survive. Then, of course, learning never ends, and that's for everything and for everyone. So it's really hard to say when you're there, when you got to the point where you wanted to be. Also because the more you study and the more you want to study, I know it may sound suspicious, but actually the more you understand, the more you want to be able to say, right? So yeah, even if it seems like a long journey in the beginning, take it day by day, step by step. Don't stress too much about rules. It will eventually come naturally to you. And even if it doesn't matter. You don't have to be 100% correct to convey your message. So my tip is to focus on the flow of the conversation more than on being 100% correct, when you're speaking. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? What is your level? How much do you study or did you study? And what is your goal? Also, remember that if you want to learn Italian in the fastest, easiest, and most fun way possible, you can click the link in the description and download our PDF lessons so that you can have real Italian conversations with native speakers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.